Dear feminism, I'm not one to beat around the bush, so let's just cut to the chase. Honestly, to me, you seem a little bit like a maze. The more I see, the less I know kind of feeling, like earphone wires I cannot stop unreeling. You're a revolution, the metamorphosis the world has been waiting on. What you also are is extremely confusing. A woman wanting to show off some skin, hell yeah, that indeed is no sin. A man appreciating that a little equals objectification over sexualization that causes one hell of a sensation. I mean, enough with the overgeneralization. All men are not monsters. Sometimes you just create an unnecessary fuss because really, who doesn't want a seat on the bus? Somewhere in the midst of being so pro-women, you look to me like an anti-men campaign. And all the social media attacks on them can really be a pain. I mean, Facebook is up. Every man is not out to rape, abuse, and fuck. The good ones are almost like sitting ducks. They try to be gentlemanly and kind, and what I find is that regardless of their intention, we assume they have a one-point program, dominating us into submission. But cut them some slack. Sometimes they're just trying to have your back. Not because you're too weak or because you don't have a voice to speak up for yourself, but because progress is not about defeat. And would someone please tell me the difference between chauvinism and chivalry? Because honestly, it really does bother me. The double standards and the slanders, how easily we write off men. We being women, who throw around words like bitch and slut and whore like it's the first thing we've learned, and God forbid if our love has been spurned, because then a guy's an asshole, a bastard, you know how it goes. We still call a man who cries a pussy and flip out if someone calls us bossy. Labels are labels, regardless of your gender, and at the risk of being hated, I have to say that sometimes it's the men who need a defender. Misinterpretations of your feminist philosophy remind me of religions I've long lost faith in. It's like you're making me less of a person whilst trying to be more of a woman. And regardless of how noble a cause, you really do have some glaring flaws. I guess Shakespeare did not know what he was talking about when he said, "What's in a name?" Like, what is this mind game? Would you believe me if I told you the word for gender equality is now masculinism? Misleading, isn't it? Enough of women playing catch-up. We were meant to be different, equal in rights, not necessarily in the rest. Time to move forward and not dwell on which gender is the best. In an imperfect world, I do not believe you are the perfect solution. I'm neither for nor against you. I'm just a girl who's confused about what to say or do every time someone asks me, "Are you a feminist? Do you believe in equality?" Because honestly, the two questions are no longer the same. So here's some friendly advice. For starters, try getting a new name.